will be live for some time, about 25 minutes or so. Anyone coming live can ask your questions. Okay, let me see what is happening with my camera. Okay, I'll give some updates that I have now for. Okay, on the care worker visa, the minimum floor salary will be 25,000. That is the latest update. Okay, sorry, my gimbal is playing off. So on the care worker visa, the lowest floor salary has been changed to 25,000 instead of 23,200. So that will apply going forward. The good news for the care workers is anyone who has lost the care workers who have care worker visas and their sponsor has lost the license, they should be prioritized for issuing any causes, whether so before hiring anyone else for a care worker visa, the employers will have to prove to home office whether they are issuing a defined cause or undefined cause, doesn't matter. They will have to prove to the home office why they are not hiring someone who is already in the UK. And there are about 39,000 care workers who are in such situations as of today. So that is the update. Okay, Babakar. Good afternoon, Babakar. How are you? So anyone coming live can ask your questions. I will be live for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes now. What else? So that is one update about the care workers. So that's quite good news for any care workers who are already in the UK and they are having problems with the sponsor. Either the sponsor lost the license, sponsor is not giving them work or full work or not paying them or whatever the issues are. So I had made a previous short where I have given the links for the anyone in the such situations to apply to Department of Social Services. Yes, I think there's a name, DHSC, Department of Health and Social Services. They have the emails and all where you should contact them. They put you on the list and they try to match you with the employers. So for example, if you are someone who is on a care worker visa, you email them your details and your sponsor has lost your license or you have any other issues with the sponsor not giving you work, etc. They said that they are going to prioritize anyone whose sponsor license has been cancelled, and then next in order will be anyone who hasn't been given work, abused, etc., etc. So that is the main update for now. Okay, any live questions? Let me take that. My dependent's visa expires on 17th of July 2025. Okay, yeah, extension is it 1 month before or soon? Usually within 28 days. So you can apply anytime. It doesn't stop you from applying, but you need to calculate their ILR periods that the new leave will cover the total 5 years of ILR. You can apply for extension anytime, even now. I don't think there is any restriction. The immigration rules don't stop you from applying, but the only thing is you are given a visa from the point they usually approve it. So count it accordingly and then apply. But the normal rule usually we prefer is within 28 days of the expiry. So 1st of July would be fine in your case. Okay, anyone coming live can ask your questions. What else update? The care workers one is the main one. All other things, the white paper and all, the graduate route visa issue 1, nothing has been decided yet, so I'm not going to just do some guesswork over here. So yeah, it is in the white paper. The concerns that have been raised are all these graduate route holders are going on to unskilled jobs. That is what is the concern, I think, whether they're going to restrict that to only skilled jobs. So that is something that is to be seen once those changes will come into play. So why is okay, so my gimbal is playing up. Okay, so that is the one on graduate route. Nothing is happening yet. Around August, September or so, I think the changes, whether they really want to do the changes or not, that will happen. and that will be decided by the government if the graduate routes can only be allowed to work only in skilled jobs, or yeah, or graduate level jobs as they say. So that is to be seen. Okay, let me stand here. So Babakar, any update on parent visa? Parent visa processing times are still at 12 months. Extensions, yeah, we just did one last week, so I remember extensions can come by priority. Within a day, we got the approval. But yeah, first parent visa, it's still they are not going to give you priority. Even if you apply, I know they will not process under priority. We know that from home office practice. So if you are, I think Babakar, I know you are cases of parent visa for the first time. So I think you don't have current permission in the UK. So for you, it is still at 12 months as of now. No more changes. Yeah, follow the list of documents on the website. You have the link on the channel. Collate all the documents and be ready whenever you are ready to file that application. Babakar, that's for you. Thank you for being a member and joining my lives regularly. Okay, Joel Ahmed. I'm on a skilled worker visa and my employer did not add, okay, any of the employees on pension scheme. So is it an issue of the home office find out on compliance visit? Yes, it may be an issue for the employer, not for you. So it doesn't impact you per se. Your skilled worker visa and all is fine, but then yeah, they may have issues. They may downgrade them to B or something, give them some opportunity to recover on it. I don't know why the employer is not doing that. They should be doing it ideally. They should follow all the laws of this country. But then yeah, it would be an issue for the sponsor license, not for the skilled worker visa holder. So that's what I would summarily say. Yeah, whatever the explanation is of the employer, why they are not doing so. Yeah, they will take it and they may give them a warning, give them a chance to improve on it. If they're doing it deliberately, they are trying to just not follow the rules of the UK. Yeah, it may lead to revocation of the license also. So I don't know the exact facts of the case why they are doing so. Okay, so this answer to your question, Claire. Is there any hope for people who their sponsor license has been revoked, as most care homes aren't willing to sponsor people knowing their sponsor license has been revoked? I think yes, there is hope. The rules, the last week the statement of changes that the latest one came. Uh, your permission is valid, so I know, and your sponsor has lost their license. So yeah, contact that DHSC. In my previous shot, there is one shot I made 2-3 weeks ago. I've given the link and you can download it from our Google Drive. I've put the document over there. There is the email of the local DHSs. So for example, currently I'm in Harrow. So whatever the local council is, I live in Barnet. So whatever the emails are over there, you contact them, you tell them that your sponsor has lost the license. They will try to match you up with another employer who has a sponsor license, and they will try to help you out with, yeah, that's the only thing I think they will do. They will find you an employer who has a license and try and help you out to contact them, get the job and change your sponsorship, so change your sponsor. So yes, there is hope. The government is trying their best. There are about 39,000 care workers in your situation if you are the one who has a care worker visa and lost the license. Reasons may be any. So more than 1500 licenses were cancelled last year in 2024, whatever data I am aware of, and about 39,000 or so, 39,000 to 40,000 care workers are in such situations. So basically, any care workers coming from outside UK, that's bad news for them. They may not be able to come till that 39,000 lot has finished. So you are giving priority. So that is the first point. So that is an advantage to you. So no one else is. You are not competing against an outsider who is trying to come on a care worker visa now. So no one else will be given a DCOS from outside UK to come to the UK. Also for individuals from inside the UK, for example, I am on a graduate route visa and I am trying to switch to a care home. That I will not be allowed to do that unless that 39,000 lot has been finished. Current care workers who are already in such situations, who don't have a sponsor, basically they lost the sponsor, then they should be prioritized. Even in-country switching will not be allowed for anyone who is trying to get onto those care worker job codes. So you have priority over the whole world. That's what I would say. On also for people in the UK who are trying to switch from other categories. So yes, there is hope. That's what I would say. Covering up the 39,000 number will take some time or a lot of time, I would say. So I know Home Office is not actively cancelling, curtailing the visas, skilled worker, the care worker permissions of individuals like yourselves who has lost their license, whose sponsor has lost their license. So yeah, so all these things, whatever the government can do, I think they are trying to do it. This is the maximum that they can do. I don't think they can force employers to hire people, but yes, definitely they are stopping them from hiring anyone else other than you. So that's the best way that they can approach it, and that's what has been laid down in the statement of changes. So it's coming in the immigration rules. So it's not a speculation. It has been changed. So yes, and I know that decauses of outsiders are outside UK people are refused. I know that from facts also, from other lawyers, and yeah. So yes, that is the good news. Quite a considerable good news. I did not expect that the government may go to that extent that they may stop people, stop the independence of care homes to hire anyone, and they are doing that basically. So they are saying that anyone who is in the UK should be given priority first, who has lost their license. And if why you're not doing that, you have to give me an explanation. So because a care worker is a care worker, whether you are calling them from outside UK or you are trying to switch them from other visa categories, why are you not hiring someone who's already in that route? Yes, anyone. So there is hope. That's what I would say. It's quite a strong action. I've never seen such action in any areas. Government knows that even Home Office was kind of a party to all these frauds happened, because obviously they did not check. They gave all these sponsor licenses to weird companies who did all these frauds. They sold all these visas. So the government is aware that they are also somewhere a party to all this that has happened. May not be actively, but at least passively. So they are trying to recover from it as much as possible. That's what it says. So yes, that's what I would say. Azra Ghafoor, next question: when can we apply for ILR from? When can you apply for ILR from? So your question was, my dependence visa expires on 17th of July 2025. What date should I apply for extension? Yeah, when the dependents are completing 5 years, the main applicant should have already completed their 5 years, applied for ILR, or should have already got ILR. And if you're only talking of dependents, yeah, when the dependents complete 5 years as dependents. So yes, so that is the answer. Okay, and what else updates? This immigration rules, e-visa issues. Yeah, I made several videos on that also. Yeah, so this is also new. So I think we are filing one application where there is no last name for the person. I know there are people who don't have last names on the passports. We see that. So those people are also unable to apply through the digital system. The UK immigration ID check app does not recognize, and for now that has not been resolved. It is on the Home Office list where people don't have a surname. Basically the surname field is blank. In that case also they have to go through the appointment system, the older system where you fill up the form, book an appointment with the UK Vikas Center in the UK, and go for the appointment. So recent experiences I'm just sharing out. So those people who don't have a surname, as of today, the system is not built up to do the application to the ID check app. And what else? Several issues are going on through the e-visa thing. Yeah, you should contact that helpline. I think I put the links and all in my previous videos. Yeah, where you contact the e-visa helpline, and there is a web chat. They try to help you out. They raise it, and at least once the case is raised, they do take some time. I know my clients also who have raised it, and they took about 2 months or so to get it sorted and all. Where there was a long name. So long name is another issue. I know that gives you problems with creating an e-visa and all of that. So that's about it. And yeah, so those are all the updates. Other questions that I've got on the channel. I don't have my other phone. Anyone coming live can ask their questions, but still I'm trying to remember what are the common lines of questions. Dependent, skilled workers, student visas. Yeah, so basically there is another hurdle to graduate holders now. So I know individuals who would sponsor, self-sponsorship is also dead. It's almost, Home Office has started refusing, and they are refusing these applications left, right, center. They just don't believe anyone. That's where it's come to. I know other consultants may be advertising and selling the self-sponsorship, but I know they are not getting those sponsor licenses. And even if they get it, they will not get the applications approved. You will be stuck at some point. Yes. So this is another hurdle for graduate route visa holders also who are trying to switch on or stay in the UK for a longer term, where they would try to get a care home visa and try to go on to the care worker visa. It may not be possible for graduate route holders or even student visa holders who are trying to switch into care homes. So this was a common scenario earlier. Students or graduate route holders which would go on to the care worker visa. The biggest hurdle is currently there is a lot of supply, about 39,000 care worker visa holders who don't have sponsors. Sponsors have lost the license. So this is the other side of the game, where care workers have a good news, care worker visa holders, but the other visa holders, student visa holders, graduate route visa holders who are trying to get onto the care worker visas, they will not be able to do it for a considerable period of time. 39,000 people to cover up will take a lot of time. So Azra visa vignette date is 1/8/2021, came to the country in 22/10/21. You can count it from the visa vignette date or from the date of entry, whichever you think is right. But remember that the 5-year block that you want to, so if you start from 1/8/21, in your case 21, so 21 plus 5, let me calculate, 26. So on 1/8/2026 you will complete 5 years if you are counting from the vignette date, and you can apply within 28 days of that, in the last 28 days. Hidden with, in case of skilled worker renewal, when old job code has to change to new. Yes, if renewal is applied with the same employer with the same job title and job role, what will be the salary limit? Yeah, if the job codes have changed and you are, so you mean is you are already on the skilled worker visa before the April 2024 changes, so you're on the old skilled worker rules. So the base minimum that will apply is 29,000. So at the time you may have applied, the minimum was 26,200 under the old rules. So currently the minimum is 29,000 or your going rate, whichever is higher, and the lower salary threshold will apply. So in the columns you'll have to look at the lower salary threshold or 29,000, whichever is higher. That's how it will go. Uh, yeah, if anyone wants us to do the calculations exactly, we do this during a paid consultation. All the links will be in the information of this video or any other videos. Yeah, so any other, if you need any advice, want to plan your visa strategy, you can book a consultation with us. Links in the information of this video description. So I'll try and give as many answers as I can. Yeah, I do have time, so I have about 5 more minutes. Anyone coming live can ask their questions. Other updates, so what are the other updates that we have? Okay, so yeah, those are the only updates for now I have with the visa new settlement scheme. I think I did give those updates in the last live. What else? I'm trying to remember some of my updates that I know. Just reading through. Yes, 10-year long residence also. Yeah, that the rules did change last year, sometime around April also. After that, a guidance came in around December, and yeah, now it's very, very clear. So it's kind of a good news. Yeah, I'll make a detailed video on that. But the 548 days absences in the last 10 years, that has been taken off. So there was a requirement where you cannot be outside the UK for more than 548 days. That has been taken out. It's kind of a good news. I know many times students and all, especially from China and all, or people who have been on a child student visa and they continued on different student visas or any different visas, they usually would have total absences of more than 548, and they would not meet the 10-year long residence requirement. So I'm talking of 10-year long residence ILR, not the 10-year family route one. Okay, 10-year long residence ILR, you can combine any types of visas except visitor visas or any temporary leaves like seasonal worker, etc. Other than those, all other visas are allowed in the 10-year long residence. Number one. Number two, the absence requirement of 548 days total in the last 10 years, there was a limit. That has been taken off. So it's much easier now. So someone who has lived in the UK for 10 years on different visa categories, they can apply for long residence ILR, and the only requirement is 180 days. So they have brought the absences requirement in line with all other visas. Like if you are applying for ILR on a skilled worker visa, you can only be out of the UK for 180 days in any 12-month cycle. throughout the 5-year period. The same has been copied onto the 10-year long residence. If you want to apply for ILR on 10-year long residence, in the last 10 years, you should not have been outside the UK for more than 180 days in any 12-month cycle, in any 12-month running rolling cycle. It's not Jan to December, it's day to day. You can say 1st Jan to 31st December, 2nd Jan to 1st Jan next year, something like that. So yes, it is kind of a good news, I would say, because I had seen many people who had excess absences in the last 10 years, but they were never outside the UK for more than 180 days, more than 6 months. Babaka, your question asking for a brother, sir, does certificate of application on the EU settlement scheme for a period of 10 years count to 10-year long residency? Certificate of application, I don't know if the person's section 3C leave is protected. Let me think. So the way you're talking is you filed an application, you have a section 3C leave. If you do have, so which means the person was already on, okay, let me see how my gimbal is playing around. Okay, so section 3C, pending application, can I vary it? I can vary it, but the date of application will fall back. It will be a difficult one because on the 10-year long residence, the problem, one extra addition has been added. I know it was added last year, April or so, where on the latest permission, whichever permission you have, you should have been on that permission for 12 months. So I don't think that brother of yours may have an issue. He may not be able to apply for 10-year long residence just by being on that certificate of application. It may not be possible. So the latest leave that you have, let's say you have EU settlement permission or spouse visa leave, whatever that you have, on that permission you should have been, or skilled worker leave, you should have been at least for 12 months. Only after that you can apply for the 10-year long residence. So remember that there is a new requirement. Irene, to apply for ILR after skilled worker, do we need work contract after completion of 5 years? You don't need work contract, but you need a letter from your employer confirming that Irene is still required for this employment, job code 12345, whichever you are doing, for the foreseeable future. The foreseeable future word is very, very important. It is in the immigration rules, and they confirm that the salary being paid is at or above the going rate. And yeah, we need him for the employment in question for the foreseeable future. You need that letter from your employer, not the contract. And you also don't need a certificate of sponsorship. I know people have asked me, I just remembered that. So when you apply for ILR, you don't need a certificate of sponsorship. You just need a letter from your employer. The format comes up as soon as you fill up the form, and you don't need the absence letter. So yeah, I've made other videos where that absence letter will still pop up on your document checklist, but you don't need that. So yes, you need a letter, not a contract. And I have maybe 1 more minute. If any question comes up, I will take that. After that, I have to go and pick up my daughter. Yeah, thank you. So anyone join live? Yeah, let me do this live maybe once in a week. I'll try to do that. And if you want us to calculate your salaries, calculate the days when you can apply, absences, anything and everything under UK immigration, whether it is EU settlement scheme, British citizenship, or skilled worker, any visa for that matter. Appeals also, yes, we do appeals. I'm already a level 3 advisor. I do go to tribunals and all also. So yes, any advice, any representation, we do full representation. Do book a consultation with us. The link should be in the channel information and also information of this video. And no more questions coming through, so I will end this live. Thank you very much anyone who joined.